Once you've set up the fields for your table into design view and have chosen in which format you wish that data to be presented, you are now ready to enter data into your table. However, each of these fields has their own properties associated with them, which you can see here at the bottom of the screen. And by editing the properties of these fields helps us enter data into our tables more efficiently and more accurately. And the three things in particular we'll be looking at on this video are field sizes, input masks, and validation rules. Now, field sizes are associated with fields which have a text data type, and for example, when I click on first name, you can see that there are 255 characters set aside for that field, that text field. So basically someone could have a first name which is 255 characters long. So by reducing this number, looking at our tables first and then reducing this number, we can save space on the database. So I'm going to reduce that down to 50 for first name, and there's plenty of room on that then. Same for surname. And for the gender, because it'll either be male or female or M or F, we can reduce that right the way down to 1 character. The address I'm going to leave at 255 because addresses can be a lot longer, and postcodes tend to be 7 characters long, so I'm going to reduce that down to 7. Now the second thing was input masks. Now on a postcode, if you note down the line here, you can see there are various different things to choose from. If we actually click on the space for input masks on postcode and come across to the dotted lines, dots on the side here, and save the table what we've done so far, we can actually choose what our postcode would be presented like. So for example, if we click on postal code there and click on try it, what will happen on our table as we're typing in data, it'll actually put these characters or these underlined sections down to show the user how many characters they need to type in for their postcode. So if I click on next, I can choose how many. The L represents letters, the 0 represents numbers, there's a space there, and there's also the placeholder character, so I can change that so it actually appears as hashtags or @signs, or just keep it as it was in the first place, but for the time being I'll just keep it as the $sign then. And if I click next, I can then decide whether or not I want to have the space in or not. I'm going to take the space out because mine's 7 characters, and if I kept the space in, that's actually 8 characters. Or when I press next and finish, it puts that there for us then. The same can be done for the date of birth. So on the input mask for the date of birth, and we save it again, if we go to short date, as you can see, that looks like a date of birth there, and then it puts it into the format there for us then of days, months, years. Okay, and then the very last thing was validation rules. Now for gender, we've said this was field sizes 1. However, people could type in any letter they wanted. It doesn't necessarily have to be M or F. So down a little bit further down on the list, you've got a validation rule, and if you click on the ... button again, it brings up this expression builder. So we want the whatever's entered into that record to either be M for male or F for female. And we press OK, and it actually gives us a kind of a rule then. And we can also actually write in our own error message then. So if someone types in something wrong, we can give them a message to say you must type in this. So and the same can also be done for shoe sizes. So we could set up a validation rule which should, so that the shoe size would be greater than 0 and less than 20. And we press OK, and it puts it in there for us. And the validation text again, your shoe size must be more than 0 and less than 20. Now let's go to see how these work. So if you go to the table so we can actually enter records in by clicking on view and saving it. We can type in a first name, which is no more than 50 characters, same for the surname. Now gender, if I try typing in more than 2 characters, more than 1 character, sorry, it's not actually letting me do it. I've only typed in the L there. And if we just click away, let's see if the validation rule works. You must type in either M or F. So okay, so that would seem to work. If I try M this time and click away, it lets us do it. And then on a date of birth we set up an input mask, so then we've got day, month, year, and it actually puts in the lines for us as well. And we also did one on the postcode, so where we've got those dollar signs, if we put in the school's email address to check if it works. Alright, it's actually done it slightly different on there. Obviously it's asking for more numbers on it, but we can go back and change that in a moment. And then lastly, the shoe size. If I try putting in my shoe size is 21, it won't let us do that. It's giving us that validation text, so the validation rule is working. And if I make that actually accurate, yeah, it works. So to fix the postcode, I'm just going to go back onto the postcode and I'm going to get rid of right, let me look at the structure of it again. Next. Yeah, that looks to be okay there. I don't know why it's cut with more characters. But if I get rid of that space then, so I put a 0 in there. Okay, well we keep it like that and we see what happens when, let's try that one and see what it does this time. So next one down then, try doing the same again. There we go, and I don't know if you heard anything then, but as I was typing in, by accident I tried to type in a number where a letter was supposed to go in it, and I kind of pinged to say you can't do that. So as you're setting up your tables in Microsoft Access, make sure you're adjusting the data types for each of the field names first and foremost, and then following on from that, adjust the field sizes for the text data types. Use input masks for dates and fields such as postcodes, and where possible, especially for the number fields, number data types, then you can use validation rules like we've done on the shoe size, and you can even do them on text data types like we did with the gender. Trust me, it'll make your life a lot easier in terms of typing in your records on the table, and also you'll be entering your data a lot more efficiently.